Alright, what's up guys? So this is my last video on autism for a while, but we'll do some more down the road, so stay tuned with those type of videos. But I'm going to talk about autism and facial expressions now, and how it can be challenging interacting with people when you're on the spectrum and trying to express like how you feel with others with your facial expressions. It can be difficult, and there's a lot of neurotypicals that may misunderstand you and like say like you're like you have like a serious face, you know, like you're not smiling, your face is flat or something. It looks like you're serious or something. But the thing is, like, you're not serious. You're probably just focused on something, or you're just feeling okay, right? And that's what can make these neurotypicals not understand you, because of your facial expression, how you present it, you know. And then there's times where like with the eye contact, because that's facial expression, right? It's like little eye contact, too much eye contact, right? Like they focus on that too with facial expressions, right? And I guess like another one is like you have a hard time smiling, right? Like you have a hard time like showing like a smile when you're happy, you know. Like these neurotypicals can pick up on that, you know. They can see that there's something off, you know, and it's shallow, basically. It's how they socialize. And then it's just hard to like match the facial expression to like the social setting, you know. Like if people are giggling and stuff like that, and like you have a serious face, but you're not upset, you're not angry, like you just have a hard time showing your facial expression with the social setting, you know. It's something that can be difficult at times. And I guess some people can over exaggerate their facial expressions. They may be smiling too much when, or kind of like giggling too much or something, when it's not something like funny or whatever it is. Too much smiling, I guess. I guess like when you're trying to express anger, right? Like it could be kind of difficult when like say like your facial expressions aren't matching up with the emotion, like the anger, right? And you're not happy about something, and the person that is receiving that is misunderstanding, then you can possibly blow up because the person's not getting it, you know. Like how you're angry, and it's because like the person's seeing your facial expression and it doesn't look like you're angry, you know. It's like stuff like that, basically. And yeah, it's like you can struggle with your facial expressions, and it can be a hard time making friends, like a partner, or even worse, like a job, you know. That's why people with autism have a hard time keeping employment, because of this. A lot of discrimination, you know, and there's a lot of times people misunderstand people with autism, and that's what happens, you know. Especially with the facial expressions, also that's a big component. The tone and the facial expressions is probably the biggest thing with autism, basically. Yeah, it's more difficult when your tone of voice isn't matching with your emotion and trying to express it with your face, you know? Like when you're angry, your eyebrow is supposed to come up, but your voice doesn't sound angry either, and it just doesn't match. And even though, like, you're okay with facial expressions, the tone can make it difficult for the person to understand it, and it just makes it worse too. Yeah, I think the most difficult part with facial expressions is the expressing your emotions, 100%, and it's hard to show them how you feel about something with your face, you know. Like maybe the sensory issues could be something, right? Like too much moving your muscles in your face can be overstimulating, you know? And then it could be hard to just express how you feel with that, right? Or it's just I guess it's just how we're wired, you know? We're wired like neurodivergent, you know? Like that. And then I guess you can get bullied by these neurotypicals. They can mess with you with the tone of voice and the facial expressions and make you feel embarrassed or something. Like, it's just terrible, too. And I guess that's another one too. Like trying to read others' facial expressions. Also, like you may be slow to get it or something, or you may not get it at all, depending where you're at on the spectrum. And that can be a challenge. It could be hard to deal with, you know? Like throughout the years, like reading other people's facial expressions when they're angry, when they're upset, you know? And then you try to express yours, and it's just hard, you know? And then you just feel isolated. You just feel lonely, and you know, a lot of times there's a lot of people with autism that have a hard time with facial expressions get rejected, you know, just like I said on all the other ones, you know, the tone of voice and all that stuff. It's pretty much like that. It sucks. And yeah, I mean, there's still people with autism that can do well in life, you know, depending on their circumstances, like a supportive family, or maybe their special interests got them ahead in life, or maybe they're good looking, or whatever it is. But no matter who you are, you're going to struggle with the facial expressions, and it's just people will see that and they misunderstand you, and they just walk away from you, or they reject you, or make fun of it, you know? That's the brutal truth, you know? Basically, with the facial expressions. But catch you guys later.